Hey guys, I'm sorry I haven't done an Ask Rachel in like forever, so I have tons of questions to get to. So, no babbling. Let's go ahead and get to the questions. First up, we got Philip C., which says, which aspect is most important to you when you play a game? Graphics, gameplay, or story? Honestly, it's the gameplay, and then story, and then graphics. Gameplay is really what a game is all about. I mean, if your gameplay sucks, but you have good story and good graphics, the game still sucks. I mean, The Witcher 2 is a perfect example. I love the story, I love the characters, but the gameplay and the controls were so bad I just couldn't play it. But I can play a game if it doesn't look that great, and even if the story's kind of laughable, as long as the gameplay's there, as long as I enjoy what I'm doing, then it's a great game in my opinion. Kyler says, I know you're a big Gears of War fan, and I'm just wondering if you've ever read any of the Gears of War novels or comics. I have not. I can't really get into any of the game graphic novels or comics. They just don't seem to really have much, I don't know, like, they just kind of feel kind of standard to me. I might be wrong. But are there any out there that are like really, really good? Like Y the Last Man, Walking Dead, Watchmen good, or they all just kind of like, you gotta like the games to like the comics. That's why I don't usually like them. JT says, do you have a list of up and coming games that you plan on playing, or maybe a list of past played games? I don't have a list of up and coming games I plan on playing. I kind of plan on playing everything. It's kind of a tongue twister. But I do have a list of games I have played in the past, at least on the current gen consoles like PlayStation 3 and on the 360 on my Raptor. Raptor is like the best site for gamers. If you guys aren't on Raptor, it like tracks your achievements and your trophies. It tracks how many hours you spend in a game, and then it kind of ranks you with other gamers on Raptor. So if you spend a shit ton of hours in a game, then you get like elite status on that game on Raptor. If you only play a little bit, then you get like amateur status. It's really, really cool, and it's a great way to see what your other friends are playing and how well they're doing compared to your own self. And it also just tracks all your stuff for when people want to see what you've done in games. My Raptor is just Rachel. So you guys can look me up on there and add me on there as well. Dennis F says, I noticed you're a big fan of Dragon Age Origins and not so much of Dragon Age 2. So my question is what you're hoping the next game in the series will be. I really like Dragon Age Origins. It's one of my favorite RPGs, console RPGs. And mainly that was because I did like the story. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. And I also like the character development. Not only my own character, but my party members. And I really liked the interaction with them. I liked how I could just be in the middle of a mission and then turn to Alistair and talk about things. And he would actually talk about things that had been happening in the game, some of the story quests that I've already gone on. He'd kind of question some of my decisions. Or he would talk about things that he was experiencing. And that was really cool. Mass Effect, I thought, just didn't go that far. I could only talk to my party members in Mass Effect when they alerted me that they wanted to talk. And even then, it really wasn't an emotional interaction. To where Dragon Age Origins, I felt an emotional attachment to all the characters. I know a lot of people think I'm weird for saying that, but each of the characters were such strong individual characters. They each had their own personality and how they talk back and forth to each other and argue or have their own conversations while we're just running around doing things, and how they interacted with the story was really, really cool. It was like one of the first games that ever did that for me. And I would really like to see Dragon Age take that back. Dragon Age 2 went the Mass Effect way where I could only talk to party members when they wanted to be talked to. And even then, I really didn't get a whole lot of background story on them. And yeah, it was just their conversations felt more QuickTime based than it felt a way of telling a story to me. So I'd like Dragon Age 3, if we ever get one, to be more like Dragon Age Origins than Dragon Age 2 or like Mass Effect. God of Thunder, Thor. God of Thunder says, I just wanted to know what you thought about the new Uncharted game. Now, I know from watching some of your previous videos that you have a crush on Nathan Drake, but what do you think of him and the game as a whole? I don't know if you mean Uncharted 3 or Uncharted PS Vita, the Golden Abyss, I believe it's called. I don't have a PS Vita, so I haven't played that, but I'm sure it's awesome. But no, seriously, as far as the series as a whole for Uncharted, I adore it. I think that Naughty Dog is perfectionists when it comes to story, graphics, gameplay, character development, definitely environment art. There's just Uncharted series hits a 10 on so many different aspects that make games that I cannot, how do I say this? I can't not think that Uncharted is one of the best series in gaming. Aside from my crush with Nathan Drake, I have a crush on the Uncharted series. And lastly, Armando, do you work out to be physically fit? And if you do, what kind of workouts do you do? I do. I have a gym in my apartment complex, and I try to go there 5 times a week. I take Saturday and Sunday off to not have to work out because I'm not the kind of person that loves working out. I hate it. I loathe it. It's terrible. It's not fun feeling like I'm having a heart attack. It's not fun feeling sore for the next day after. And it's not fun sweating. That's gross. There's nothing about working out that I like, but I understand I gotta do it to stay in bikini shape because it's also not fun walking around in a bikini or in cosplay feeling like a donut Drake. So I do it so that I don't feel like shit later, even though working out makes me feel like shit. Well, guys, that's it for this episode of Ask Rachel. If you have any questions, email me at rachelmoore@gmail.com and put Ask Rachel in the subject line. But beware, I have 120 questions I still have to go through, so it's going to take a while to get to them. And also, this is the last week to vote in the Maxim contest, so please vote for me as Maxim's Gamer Girl. It's maximgamergirl.com/Rachel. I will put that in the description box as well. And I look forward to talking to you later. Thanks, guys.